Good morning, everyone.
Hi Mark, thank you very much for joining me here today on this beautiful Sunday morning. It's so peaceful, there's no wind, and we've got the anticipation of the tide going out and hopefully finding some treasures. What are you hoping to find, Mark?
Anything at all, really. This is a new stretch of foreshore for me, never been down here, so anything would be nice. Something metal, something small, something with a little bit of a story to it, yeah.
Okay, let's go then. Now, because it's a Sunday morning and it's pretty early, it is very gloopy, so that means that it's not particularly easy in some parts to see anything, as you can see. Everything is covered with a layer of glue, but a clipper has just gone by, so hopefully it'll clean off the foreshore a bit. That's the idea anyway. What have you discovered there?
A hammerhead, really. I'm not too sure of the age of it. I imagine it would be something like, I don't know, 19th century,
Yeah.
20th century, something like that. Although I did see one kind of similar looking. I'm not saying at all that this is that age, but I did see one similar looking that someone found with some maker's marks on it that was medieval.
Yeah.
It was around about in this shape, but I think this is definitely sort of 20th century, 19th, 20th century.
Might be worth, yeah, giving it a tap and getting some of that
and see
metal
what's
off.
under. Yeah.
What a beautiful morning to be out on the river.
Can you hear that, Nick?
What, that alarm in the distance?
No, listen. It's a trade token.
A trade token?
Yeah, it's calling my name. It's out there.
Oh my gosh, excellent, good
Just
luck.
moving towards it, I can hear it.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, I can hear it too now.
Yeah, there's a medieval coin trying to get through there as well somewhere, like a hammered coin, but it's the trade token that I can hear loudest, so...
Oh, you've got good
I'm
hearing.
just going to start moving my way towards that cell.
We may have a little pipe extraction here. Just under here. See there? That looks to me like a pipe bowl. Just showing its little head. Let's take a look and see what's going on underneath, if anything. What's going on under there, pipe? How much stem have you got happening? Oh. And who is the last person who held you in their hands? Well, there's a little bit of stem. And you see that bit there that's been exposed to the air. It's all creamy ivory colour. Right, let's go for the extraction. How much stem is there going to be? Oh, more than I thought. Ooh, out you come. Oh my gosh, it's still coming. Oh, very nice. Oh, it's a little bit broken. It's a little bit broken, but we'll forgive you for that. You have been there for a very, very long time, haven't you? And you're no less beautiful for being broken. That's quite a nice early pipe. I'd say late 17th, early 18th century. I need to consult my pipe chart, but you can see by the angle there, it's one of the ways we can date these pipes. Nice early one anyway. Welcome to the world, little pipe. A very different world to the last world you saw when you were last above ground. So what have you got so far, Mark?
Well, a couple of bits and pieces that I picked up. A clay pipe stem. I don't know, this is kind of some kind of haberdashery related.
Oh yes.
Something or other.
Like a clip.
Yeah, a clip of some kind. This is blank, so it's just a little metal tag, but this is quite interesting. It's a little barnacle.
Yeah, I love finding the barnacles because they used to careen the boats here and get all the barnacles off, and sometimes you get some really large ones.
That's right.
Because they're not native to here, so yeah, they came off of the hull of the ship.
I think out of this handful, that's probably what I'll keep. And
yeah,
you're right, because I can see where that bit's quite flat, almost as if it had been sort of stuck onto the bottom of,
yeah,
of a boat somewhere, and it's been sort of scraped off. So yeah,
nice little handful
little
there.
handful of standard Thames treasures. Yes.
Excellent.
I'm gonna go off down that way.
Yeah.
Have a look for a net and catch them too.
Sure. Catch up with you later. Now, if you see anything, be sure to shout very loudly and let me know. What's that? Oh, you know, sometimes I think, oh, I found a coin, but it's not a coin. It's like a washer or something. So many things here to fool you. Imagine if you had like an X-ray machine or something that you could just go along and you could see the shapes of the pipes under the mud. Wouldn't that be incredible? Well, so far I have found a pipe today, and now I found a tiny fragment of pipe here, but what's lovely about it is the lovely maker's mark there on the heel, on the side. See it? It's so crisp. Now, it looks like a crown and then an A underneath it. And so on this side, what have we got? A crown and, is that an F? Another letter anyway. So the initials of the maker, but it's worth keeping this little fragment just for those initials. Let's go and see how Mark's getting on. I see him all the way over there in the distance. I wonder if he's found his trader's token yet. I'm assuming you found your trader's token by now. No,
just got a phone call from the mud gods.
Oh, and what do they say? Pretty
much, I've missed the boat on it basically. Next time maybe.
Oh.
This is going in the bin, by the way. I just picked it up to go in the bin.
Oh, do you know what? Actually, I collect.
Oh, do you?
Old
Yeah,
phones.
Take that.
That can go in my collage.
I did actually find something, which is quite nice, considering.
Ooh,
I wasn't expecting to find much. It's a clay pipe. Surprise, surprise.
Oh, it's a clay pipe day, you know.
It is. Oh, right. Have you found one as well?
Yes, I did.
Nice.
And I just spoke to Ken, that guy there, and he found a stem with a name on, with Bradley, Stephen Bradley or John Bradley or something.
Nice and researchable.
Yeah.
I mean, I just thought it was like a standard sort of, it's 1700s, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it has got a little crown above the maker's mark, and I've never found one of these. So there's I think that's a crown. Yeah, there's a crown there.
It is. That's so.
And a crown there.
So interesting, because I've just found one very similar, but yours is in. Can I have a look?
Have a look, yeah.
Yours is in a lot better state. Yeah, it's a crown, isn't it? And then the initial. Oh, that's a beauty. I wonder if it's the same person. I'm going to show you what I just picked up.
I can't work out what the initial is. I think it's like a. Go NB or N, yeah, NB.
Yeah, look, I just found that.
Yes.
And it's also got a crown. Can you see?
Yeah, I can, yeah.
And it's got an
A.
Yeah, so you never know. They might be
related.
sort of the same person. Or maybe
I'm quite chuffed with that, yeah.
That's lovely, yeah, well done.
I've never found a Georgian clay pipe with any sort of anything other
yeah,
than
that's lovely, because it's like
it.
a Georgian crown, isn't it?
Exactly.
And it's quite an early one, because that angle I think is quite early, so
late 1600s.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
It's a nice one.
Very
for a change,
nice.
I haven't cleaned it out. I'm usually quite manic about cleaning everything out, and I've left a bit of mud in it today.
Well,
there might be a bit of tobacco
there
at the
might,
bottom of it.
yeah, a dottle of tobacco, yes.
Fantastic.
So Mark, how long have you been mudlarking?
I've been mudlarking pretty much since 2019. Yeah, 2019. I actually discovered it. I've been living in Weston-super-Mare, and I was watching some, I did some volunteering at the old pier there, the Burnbeck Pier, which is now, it's a Victorian pier. And I just stumbled upon mudlarking by chance. I was crossing over the causeway and found a bottle stopper with Garton sauce written on it. And then I just thought, Garton sauce, I looked that up anyway. I found out that it was like the beginning of HP sauce, so to speak. And then I returned to London a couple of years later, and I was watching aerial drone footage of the Burnbeck Pier, and then kind of your videos started popping up down the side, and I was like, what's this? Mudlarking in the Thames. And I was like, I couldn't believe it, because I've been living by the Thames forever, but you know, didn't start going down there and looking for things till about 2019. So yeah, and it's just become an obsession since, really.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah,
so now there's no going back.
There's no going back, that's it. And I didn't think it would be possible for me to find something amazing. I thought that was just for people who've been doing it for 10 years plus, you know, and within a very short period of time, I did find a really an old key, like, which has been sort of dated at sort of late medieval, and that was when I was like, oh my God, I can find amazing stuff. And I think that key was like the turning point, so to speak. It was the turning point, and I just, yeah, like you said, no turning back now, you know. So yeah, just kept it moving since then. I love it, absolutely love it. I mean, any free time I get, I'm down on the river, so.
Oh, that's fantastic. And you've brought along some finds to show us later. I'm really excited about that.
I have, and a couple of those actually are finds from my first sort of few months, like my first couple of months of mudlarking, and so they kind of, you know, again, they were kind of those finds that kind of got me really motivated to keep looking, you know, to keep searching. So yeah.
Fantastic. Well, stick around, everyone, to see Mark's incredible finds. Now that seagull has got the right idea, having a nice cooling dip in the river. And very shortly after I finish this mudlarking outing, I'll be rushing home, grabbing my suitcase, and I'm jumping on a plane to go see my mum at the seaside in the Channel Islands. So very shortly I will be like the seagull and having a dip in the sea, which is, I'm happy to say, a little bit cleaner than the River Thames. Now look at this here, you can see this horsehair poking out of the mud. I guess they used to make ropes with it. It's so thick. Oh no, what have you got? Oh no, decathlon.
Decathlon.
What is that doing there?
God knows.
Is it like a metal sign?
There's a decathlon in Surrey Keys.
Oh, it must
Canada Water.
Must have blown in.
Could have blown off in the storm a while ago.
Yeah, possibly.
So yeah.
Bit of free advertising for decathlon. So I've spotted a bit of pottery eroding out here, and I'm going to see if Mark knows what it might be. It looks kind of Vestivoldi Bartman-y, like down here. Yeah, see that?
Yeah. Oh, that's a nice one. It's going to be a big piece.
Yeah. What do you reckon?
Well, I think it's going to be kind of Bartman with that
Yes.
sort of cobalt blue
Ooh,
splashing.
it's so nice.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's a nice
Ooh.
piece.
Let's just loosen the mud around it.
Oh, that's nice.
Look.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
that's lovely.
isn't that beautiful?
Yeah, that's gorgeous.
That is so nice. Is that part of a cartouche
I
then?
think it is, yeah. Yeah, it is, because I mean, you've got this sort of bit here.
Oh,
so
yeah.
that would have been quite a large one as well.
And the colour of it. Look at that blue. A very posh Bartman.
Gorgeous, yeah. Really nice.
That's nice. Woo! So 1700s or so. Yeah, 16th, 17th. Yeah.
17th century, 1600s. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of them are a little bit earlier into the 1500s
Yeah.
as well.
Nearly got a wet knee. I just saw a little baby eel down here, an elver. Maybe he's under here. Oh my goodness, there he is, look. Hello eel. Little elver, should we put you in the water? Can you see him slithering along there? There he is. There you go. Do you want to go back in the proper water? Oh, slippery. Slippery as an eel. Now I know where they get the saying from. Okay, I'll leave them alone. Let me put the rock back on their little home. Imagine you're in your home, all happy, and then somebody comes along and lifts the roof off. Not very nice, is it? I can see that Mark's got something in his hand. What's he got?
I stopped off in that little metal patch.
Yeah.
Had a little look in there.
Oh.
Well, this is like a buckle.
Oh yes, yes.
Probably like 20th century, something like that. This is nice. It's a 17th century mount.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, you can have a look at that little decorative mount. It probably would have looked really brassy in its heyday.
Yes, so it is. Well done.
That's
okay,
nice.
so 17th century mount.
Yeah. Recognisable because those grips, those integral grips on the back, they were popular during the 17th century, so that's kind of the diagnostic feature that dates it. I think that could be, it reminds me of a bodkin, broken possibly. You know, if it was a bodkin, then that would have had a hole there and a sharper end. I'm not sure, and that might be a lead token. Possibly, I think it could be.
Yes, it looks. Yeah, it definitely looks like a lead token, doesn't it? With a little something on there.
Some kind of decoration on there or device. Yeah, that was a nice little metal patch. Yeah.
Yay! Congratulations.
Yeah,
Look at your gloves, like totally massacred.
I didn't even see that. I didn't even see my gloves are like absolute. And this, look, I've got my fingers sticking out. Yeah. Is there any point in even wearing them actually? Do you know what I mean? Oh, that's hilarious.
Well, it's definitely a pipe day. But what day isn't a pipe day? Another little pipe poking out from the stone here. See, this one doesn't have a maker on the heel, but it's a similar age to those other ones, sort of early 1700s. Anything?
There's a little button there.
Oh, so there is.
Yeah,
wow, that's quite a large one. Oh, I love it when you find them like that because you think, oh, is there going to
gonna
be anything on the other side?
So should we give it?
Okay, so I'm going to say yes.
I'm not optimistic. All of a sudden, I'm not optimistic. It's looking good, but let's see. Oh!
Yes, there is.
It's got a number 68 on it.
Oh, fantastic.
So imagine that's kind of a military.
Like a light infantry.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, take a look at
that is so nice.
That is lovely, yeah.
68.
And I wasn't very optimistic of there being anything on the other side.
You see, I told you.
Yeah, you were right. I'm happy about that.
That's interesting though, because it doesn't have like a, you know, like a bugle or anything like that. It looks quite early as well because it looks almost like pewter, doesn't it?
Yeah, I reckon it would be something like maybe late 1700s, I'm guessing. Or
yeah, now that is a beautiful button. You see, Mark, he kneels down and he concentrates on a little patch. Maybe that's what I should start to do. That's lovely.
Thank you.
That's an absolute
brilliant.
beauty.
Yeah, I'm chuffed with that. Oh, I'll look that up. 68. Like I think you said, it's some kind of infantry button. They do pop up with these numbers on them, so yeah, nice.
That's beautiful.
Lovely.
Well, isn't Mark doing well? He might not have found his trader's token, but he has found a lovely mount and a gorgeous button. And a nice pipe. Got any other treasures, Mark?
No, that's it. I just popped them together so I could just get a little photo of them.
Oh yes, yeah, good idea. Photograph your finds. Don't lose your trowel. That's my favourite trick.
No more treasures, but I'm really happy with what I found today.
Yeah, you've had a good day.
I love these two most, and I suspect they're going to be of the same age, more or less, the sort of dates of the 1700s. So, you know, really chuffed with that. Wasn't expecting there to be anything on the other side of this, and that's a lovely little number 68. And then I've got the crown over the initials, which is lovely. So yeah, those are kind of, for me anyway, the finds of my finds of the day.
I think you are the finder of the day, really.
On a really enjoyable lark, actually. Yeah.
Excellent. Well done. Yeah. Well done. Now Mark has brought along some of his favourite finds. I'm very excited about this.
As I was saying earlier, it was kind of difficult not to bring like a rucksack full of stuff, so I kind of just picked a few, and obviously I knew I was coming to see you, so I thought I had to bring a pipe along with me.
Of course.
So actually this is probably definitely my best sort of pipe find. It's a socketed bowl, figural, French maybe.
Oh gosh.
You want to take that? Yeah, and have a look.
Isn't she beautiful?
Yeah. Really,
and
nice.
Is there a maker on there?
There is. You can just about see an ER. So Omer, I think.
Yes,
something like that.
yeah, Louis or Laurent Fiolet. That was,
Fiolet,
they were
yeah,
father
yeah,
and son from
right.
Saint-Omer in France. Yeah, it looks very much his style. The French always made such imaginative,
really beautiful
pipe bowls.
Yeah, yeah.
Gosh, the detail on her is amazing considering she's been in the water
Exactly,
for so long.
Yeah, so these were kind of 1840 onwards.
Yeah, that's
weren't they,
right.
up to the 1920s. I imagine this one was somewhere in the 19th century. But oh, absolutely. And when I found it, actually, all I could see was just the ripples of the hair poking through the sand. That's what caught my eye.
Oh,
so when I pulled it up and looked at it, I was absolutely fascinated. Yep, one of my most definite, my favourite sort of pipe find today. And I don't seem to spot many, so to have one like this is quite special. Well, this is quite a recent find, actually, sort of along the same sort of period. It's a winged cherub.
Wow.
Little winged cherub, and well, I guess it's a matrix seal, so it's got a little letter, which I haven't quite been able to figure out what that letter is yet.
Have you stamped it in
Not
some
yet.
wax?
No, I need to press it into some wax, but yeah, take it a look. And it was quite concreted. I've cleaned it up as kind of best as I could, really. I didn't want to take the patina off it, so I kind of just left it as it is.
So that's a little face, and do you think that's a cherub?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's the wings, and that's his body at the front there. You can just see along the front his body. I wonder whether it had a different purpose as well as being a seal, because it's got this spiky bit here, and I wondered if that served a purpose of any kind. So, but yeah. That's
spectacular. Really lovely.
And that's kind of quite a recent one. A couple of weeks ago, I think I found that one. So
look at that.
Really nice.
Gorgeous find.
Thank you. Yeah. And then here's an unusual. Well, actually, sticking on the matrix seals, kind of this one here is a bit earlier. This one's 17th century and has been recorded on Pass. It's got a little. Let's see. Yeah, if you look at it that way, it's got a little bird holding an olive branch, potentially, and that's a 17th century one.
And have you stamped this in some wax?
Not yet.
Not yet? How can you resist?
Actually, I've had that for quite some time, so yeah, I should have stamped it in some wax by now.
So what is it, a little bird?
So it's a little bird holding an olive branch. There are other recorded examples of it on Pass, so it was quite easy to kind of identify. And it just would have been used to press onto wax, onto a personal seal.
Makes me want to have a personal seal.
This is what's called a pewter maidenhead spoon handle, and you can see the maidenhead, which is kind of Virgin Mary, basically, sort of with her hands held in prayer.
Oh yes.
Yeah, you can take a
and
look
it's
at
the top of a spoon.
It's the top of a spoon. So back in sort of the medieval period, they probably would have said grace, you know, and then tucked into their kind of, you know, food, you know, with one of these, you know, and that's what they would have eaten with. It was more sort of, the spoon was more used than a fork, like spoon and knife. And continuing on the sort of religious iconography theme, this is a really nice sort of dated 1450, also recorded on Pass. It's a knife terminal, and one side has Saint Cecilia holding a organ.
Gosh.
Yeah, you can take a look at that.
Saint Cecilia holding an organ.
So patron saint of music.
Yeah.
And on the other side is St. Paul, and he's got a sword and a book in his hand, and he was like the patron saint of kind of writers, evangelists and public workers or something like that. So these sorts of images could be a hint as to the kind of profession of the person who owned it, basically, you know.
That's stunning. So that would have been on the end of a knife then?
That would have been on the outside. You would have had the handle here and then the blade down here. That's also been recorded on the Pass.
That's stunning.
This is a lovely little find as well, sort of 17th century. It's an open work crotal bell, and it's got the coats of arms of Nuremberg, which is probably where it was made, around the top here. But it still has its clapper, so you can give it a ring.
Woo.
And when I found that on a night lark, and it's lovely, isn't it?
Isn't that ring?
Yeah,
Gorgeous.
500-year-old sort of sound.
Sound of history.
Yeah. These would have hung, sort of a few of these would have hung around the horse's sort of harness, and
And it's supposed to be like that, open.
Yeah, so
like
these arms would have been longer.
Yeah.
Would have been longer, but it's an open work one, yeah.
And coat of arms of Nuremberg on there.
Nuremberg on the top. Also recorded on pass, and that's why I know
Oh, listen to
all
that.
the information about it, yeah. It's a great
Oh,
little
that's an
set, isn't
exquisite
it?
noise.
Yeah. And I found that on a night lark, and it was packed with mud. So when I unpacked it, I wrung it, and I realised that was the first time that had been rung in
Wow.
many, five centuries.
Oh my goodness me, you could like summon all the historical figures on the foreshore.
Of the river, yeah. Thank you. Oh, and this is actually quite interesting as well. I didn't know what this was, but this is medieval, and it's a trefoil leaf off a capel crone chandelier. So only people of high status would have had these. And so yeah, this was probably made in the Netherlands or sort of Germany, where metalwork was most popular at that time. And so you would have had a chandelier, and it would have had lots of these kind of leaves kind of decorating. And this has also been recorded on pass. You can see it's kind of been hand filed on the sides. And so that was a really nice find, because I didn't know what it was, but I did know it was something old. It just had that feel about it. And someone on the Facebook group just put a picture of didn't say anything, but just put a picture of a medieval chandelier with these trefoil kind of leaves on it. So then I looked further into it and found it. I've actually found images of the chandelier. Very few exist, and if they do, they're in museums anyway. I love a thimble, and I found quite a few sort of Victorian, Edwardian thimbles. But this one's slightly earlier. You can see it's been hand punched, and it's dated on pass as 1520, 1620. So it's flattened, of course. So it's got this lovely little decoration, little band. Yeah,
that is very ornate.
Yeah, so 16th, 17th century. And I just love that it's complete and flattened. You know, God knows, was it flattened before it ended up in the river? Maybe, or was it flattened while it was in the river? Who knows? But
maybe someone with a flat finger.
Yeah, really thin finger. Yeah.
No, that's beautiful. Wow, what an amazing selection of finds.
And
there.
I've got just a very few more for you, just to see. I mean, you can see these all in one go.
Oh, wow.
So I thought I'd bring these along. These are intaglios and cameos that I found on the Thames. So this one here depicts the goddess Fortuna. It's Victorian. This one here is a 3/4 profile one, possibly Aristotle or
this one here.
This one here, yeah.
Oh,
yeah, go pick them up. Yeah, definitely.
Don't worry, I won't.
No, it's fine. Shell carved. That one's carved from shell. Yeah.
Oh, exquisite.
Possibly Aristotle, Hercules, something like that. That's the Victorian depiction of Fortuna, and we know it's Fortuna because of the flowing hair. This one here is Athena. This was more of a 1920s kind of one. This one here. And then we've got a little hunting intaglio here with a fox on the front.
Oh yeah, it's a little foxy.
Yeah.
Lovely. And what's the blue one?
This one here is probably it's got quite a naval theme, so it's got a 3-masted ship on it, which you can, I don't know if you can pick it up on your, if you want to take it, and then maybe you might be able to kind of catch the sun on it properly. And on the other side, it's got a bugle, so it's probably like a naval kind of theme of some kind, possibly belonging to someone in the Navy.
Round is it?
Yeah, that way round. I think it's kind of sideways, sort of. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that's.
Oh, what a lovely collection.
And then this one here is just a little cufflink, and it has. I mean, it's hard to see, but it's got two little birds.
Two little birds.
Two little birds.
Sitting on a doorstep.
Yeah, two little birds under a palm leaf. I don't know if you can even pick it up, it's so tiny, but I didn't even know that.
I'm not going to even risk picking it up.
Yeah.
Have you got a close-up photo of it?
I think, yes I do, yeah, so I'll send that to you. Yeah. Georgian,
stunning, the fact
again.
that you actually spotted that.
Well, actually, I had this in a jar for about 2 months, and then I went to clean them, and I didn't realise when I found it, it was sort of an intaglio. I just thought it was just a paste gem, you know, an unusual paste gem. And then when I went to clean it, I was like, oh no, that's amazing! It's got like two little birds under a palm leaf. But yeah, it's been dated as Georgian. So yeah, these are some of my favourite finds, and the reason why I just can't get enough of mudlarking, really. You know, you just never know what you're going to find, and there's so many beautiful things to be found out there, and yeah.
Yeah, and I know as well, because I love finding things with names on, and I think you do as well. And you found a tag a while back, didn't you?
Yes, of course. Yes.
Can you give us a little
run
through of the story?
2022, I think it was. So 2 years ago, I was out with a fellow mudlark on a relatively we hadn't been on that piece of foreshore before, and it was very muddy. And he was just grabbing at the mud in the end, because the tide was coming back in. He was just grabbing at the mud, and he was like opening his hands, and little things were popping up. So I had a go. And this dog tag came up, and on the dog tag, it had the name Mrs. Hunt, 14A Endell Street, Longacre, please return to. And it had a picture of a little bulldog on the top of it. This is all sort of engraved in the metal tag. And so I popped a photo up on kind of my Instagram and my Facebook, on the Facebook site, and the Northern Mudlarks picked up the story, and they found, because I had actually Googled and I just didn't get anywhere, so I was like, I sought some help. They found Nellie Hunt in the 1921 census. They also found out that she'd had 2 children. One of them was Ada. So I was really excited about that. But then another follower, friend on Instagram, Rhiannon, Miss Rhi, she picked the story up from there, and then found out like that Ada had had children. She found out who Ada's husband was, and then she eventually contacted Ada's Nellie's great granddaughter, who lived in Northamptonshire, and I was able to send back the dog tag to Yvonne, her name is. I was able to send her back the dog, and she didn't have any mementos of her great grandmother, so it was nice to send that back to her. But she also sent me lots of sort of birth certificates, of photos of Ada's husband, and the story that, stories along with his, that I think he died in World War II, so there's a bit of a story there. And yeah, just such an interesting find, and it was just laying there in the mud, and within about 2 weeks of kind of pulling it out of the mud, it was in the hands of a descendant.
Isn't that incredible?
It's absolutely.
And it's a dog tag that would have been worn on a dog collar for an animal, a dog.
On a dog collar, yeah. But we never found out the name of the dog, and that was the one thing that I really would have liked to have found out. So we believe the tag would have been on a dog collar. It's quite possible also that it maybe, we called it a dog tag. There is a picture of a dog on there, so that's why. Yeah. It's quite possible that she may have used it on keys as well, or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Because it says please return to, and then it has her name and address. Although you might not put your address, with your keys. However, it does have the picture.
That's fabulous, and you did return it.
We returned
like over a century later.
Over a century later.
Well done.
Yeah. I did make sure she actually wanted it first, to be honest.
Yes.
Like, are you sure you want it? And she did, so I sent it to her, and she really, really appreciated it. So, yeah.
Oh, brilliant. Well, thank you so much, Mark, and thank you for coming out with me today. And where can people see more of your fabulous finds?
Well, they can see them mainly on my Instagram page, which is at Mudmark, altogether Mudmark_LDN, so Mudmark London _London, yeah.
Perfect.
My Instagram page, yeah.
And the last question I'm going to ask you that I ask everybody, is there something that you'd really love to find that you haven't yet found? You've done pretty well, let's be honest, but anything you'd love to find?
Gosh, what have I not found? Oh, I'd love to find a Tudor dress hook, a really decorative Tudor dress hook. That's high on my bucket list, and one that I'm looking out for. But there are so many. If I really gave it some thought, I could probably write a list of about 10. But right at the moment, a Tudor dress hook with a cherub's face on it would be just the ticket. Yeah, something like that. So, yeah.
Fabulous. Well, I think it's time for a cup of tea.
Let's go, and thank you, because I've really enjoyed it.
Hi everyone, thank you very much indeed for watching my video. I hope that you're well wherever you're watching from in the world, and I hope that you've had a good week. I hope too that you enjoyed that mudlarking excursion along the Thames foreshore in London on that sunny Sunday morning as much as I did. And I'd like to say a huge thank you to Mark for accompanying me that day and for being such a brilliant mudlarking companion. It's not every day I can say I've been mudlarking with somebody who can hear traders' tokens and medieval coins shouting his name and calling out to him. And even though he didn't manage to find them that particular day, I'm sure that judging by all those beautiful finds that he's rescued over the years from the Thames mud, it won't be long before he locates that trader's token. So thank you so much, Mark, for sharing those incredible finds with us. And if you want to see more of Mark's finds, then do go on over and take a look at his Instagram, Mudmark London. I'd like to say a big hello to Livy and Grayson, Mark's children, who I believe might be watching this video with him. So hi there, Livy. Hi, Grayson. I hope you're having a really good time with your dad, watching this and seeing all those incredible things that your dad has found. And I hear that you might be budding mudlarks too. So I'm looking forward to seeing what you find in the future as well. So as you saw, I didn't find that much that day, apart from the obligatory pipes. There's always some pipes that want to throw themselves at me when I'm mudlarking, and I never get fed up with finding pipes, so I'm always very happy with that. But you know, it's not always about what we find, it's about enjoying the whole experience and just being down by the river, looking at the wildlife, the crows, the seagulls, listening to the water, watching the boats go by and appreciating all the things that the other people who are mudlarking with you find. And I always leave the foreshore feeling so much calmer and more peaceful than I did when I arrived. I also bumped into Ken that day, who found that beautiful fragment of clay pipe stem with John Bradley on it, and I had thought that I was filming Ken as he was telling me about it, but unfortunately it was one of those situations where I thought I was filming and I wasn't, and so I'm really sorry, Ken. I hope next time I bump into you I can do a better job with my filming. I did, however, look up John Bradley, and he was making clay pipes from about 1740 to 1760, if it's the same one, in a place called, let me just check, Benthall. And so well done, John Bradley, for putting your name on the clay pipe so that we get to find out a little bit about you and your legacy lives on. So it's halfway through the year. Can you believe it? How has the first half of the year been for you? What have been your highlights from the first half of this year? I've done some great things. I've really enjoyed going and doing a little bit of traveling this year. Highlights for me have been visiting my friend Ard over in the Netherlands and doing some mudlarking with him, and also visiting Chicago and meeting so many amazing people and doing some fantastic mudlarking. And I'm really looking forward to sharing all the videos from Chicago and also the Netherlands with you very, very soon. I also had a great time recently meeting some wonderful people at the talk that I did for London Rivers Week. And so thank you everybody for coming and saying hello to me. I particularly enjoyed seeing Esme and Nettie and Ari, meeting Ari for the first time, and also Stacey and Greg, Valentina, and so many other people. So thank you so much. So I think that is all for now. Now, you will recall that I said that after that mudlarking excursion with Mark, I was going to pack up my suitcase and go off to the Channel Islands to spend some time with my mum. Well, I did just that. It's not all the time. You can say you were on the Thames in the morning and then in the sea in the afternoon, but that's what happened, and I had a really lovely few days in Guernsey. So for those of you that want to, a little sort of bonus footage here, I'm including of the activities that I got up to with my family, including a little bit of beach larking. And so for those of you that want to watch that, I hope that you enjoy it. And before I go, I just want to say another huge thank you for watching this video, for all your encouragement and support, and for your donations to my Ko-fi account, and my super thanks. Thank you so much. I really appreciate each and every one of you. And I forgot something. I did want to say a special thank you to a special girl called Esme. Now, Esme made me a beautiful little tile here, which she gave to me when I met her at the talk I did for Thames 21 last week. And on it is Pipe Queen. Love, Esme. And just look at that. So this is my reward for finding all these clay pipes this lovely little tile. Thank you so much, Esme. I really love it. Thank you very, very much. Thank you, everyone. Please go on and have a good week ahead. Do something that you really enjoy doing, and I'm looking forward to seeing you again very, very soon. And in the meantime, sending you lots of love from here in London. Bye-bye. Ready? Woo! Oh, and here we are, not in the River Thames, but in the sea in the Channel Islands. And isn't it lovely, everyone? Yeah. Yes, give everyone a wave. Woo. Bit of shooting going on over there. So here I am in Guernsey. Isn't that incredible? On the Thames in the morning, Guernsey in the afternoon. And now I'm going to introduce you to everybody that I'm here with. So let's go. You may recognise Peter from my videos. Peter, my stepfather. Here's my beautiful mother.
Hello, hello. Lovely to see you all again.
Here is my nephew, Marion. And you may recognise Marion from a previous video a few years ago.
I've changed a lot since then.
And this is my beautiful stepsister, Tamsin.
Hello, nice to meet you.
So we're all going to go and have a little look around and see what we can find.
I found lots of sort of fragments of willow pattern, blue and white willow pattern, and it just takes me right back to my grandmother. In fact, there's a dove on there. Look, there should be another one on the other piece of stone matching plate matching this. But back in the Victorian times, everybody had willow pattern plates, and I've got lots of them, and I really love using them. So I shall make something very special out of that.
I'm glad to see you put your stripy top on, Mum.
Yes, oh definitely. I really always wear stripy tops.
Oh, well that's where I get it from then.
Absolutely.
And what it is, just this two.
Oh, number 2.
Yeah, I like those bits of glass.
Yeah.
It's the same, it's got something on it. I think it might be
Oh, yes.
S. Oh yeah, and it says 261 or something up
Oh,
there.
yeah.
I don't know what that would be, do you?
No.
But there's just so many beautiful bits of pottery.
I know.
First of all, I thought it was some feet
Oh,
going along.
yeah. What is it?
I don't know. I wasn't sure if it was a sort of floral pattern or something, but actually, I don't know really. It's just I haven't seen that many browns. There's lots of...
Actually, it really sort of matches the seaweed.
Yeah, I thought it was seaweed on it first. But yeah.
Look at this piece.
Oh yes.
Oh, that's pretty, isn't it?
It is pretty. Oh, that's gorgeous, isn't it? It's like
Yeah.
a park or something.
Yeah,
It's
look,
a-
you can
it's a-
see somebody.
Oh, yeah, somebody on a boat.
Somebody in a little boat.
Yeah.
Oh, there you are, Mum. Can I have
What
that?
is that for me?
Yeah.
Oh, that's lovely.
Oh, I just was looking at this S&G. I've just found that a couple of times actually.
Oh, S&G
Yeah, don't know what that is. Something local.
would be the
maybe.
probably the bottlers.
Yeah. It's quite funny, and there's a
Mm.
it's a very odd thing.
Ooh.
It's got a little sort of...
Oh, it's part of the spout of a teapot.
Ah.
See, that's the bit at the bottom of the spout
Oh,
attached to
yeah.
the bowl. And
Well, that's
then,
interesting,
and that's
isn't
the part of the spout.
Yeah, it's obviously had a nice little feathery design on it. And I'm guessing that's a handle.
Yeah, handle of
a very fine sort of handle, really.
Yes.
Which is It's very sweet.
It is sweet, isn't it?
Yeah,
Hang on,
really
do you want
sweet.
that?
Thank you. Make a nice cup of tea.
Yeah, yeah, nice
Yeah.
cuppa would be nice, wouldn't it? Another bit of pipe stem. Yeah, a little piece down here from Keeler and Sons Marmalade. And of course there was a Keeler and Sons Marmalade factory here in Guernsey.
Oh, was there?
I think you should have that bit.
Oh, thank you. Oh, I love that. 1873.
Yeah, Victorian marmalade.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I think this is a Guernsey bean jar pot, or was once.
What is a Guernsey bean jar?
Well, like a bean jar is haricot beans and butter beans with a piece of pork or a piece of lamb or even beef stewed up together for hours in the bottom of your Rayburn. And after about 2 days, it's just delicious to eat. Oh, you have to put onions in it. But it's really, really good.
Okay, Guernsey bean jar.
Bean jar, which they used to put in the oven on Sunday, and it would be ready by Tuesday.
Ooh, wow. Ooh, that's nice. It's probably my best bit. Oh, look at that. It's like a winged creature with a human face. Wow, that's gorgeous. Now that is why it's always a good idea to flip over the pottery. You don't know what you might find on the other side. Oh, Peter, you've put them all out on a nice natural display case.
Yeah.
Look at that lovely collection. There we are. It's just a tiny selection of our very vibrant and pretty finds here on Guernsey. So Marion, I've found a lovely piece of plate here, and I'm wondering if you might have any inkling of what's going on on it.
Well, I had an idea. It's only a theory. But, I mean, you said it could be Eastern. To me, it looks Western. It looks Victorian, and it's obviously a piece of plate or something, but it's probably a piece of the sort of Orientalism movement of the 1800s in particular. It was very popular because during the 1800s, lots of people went over to sort of Egypt and the Middle East and rediscovered lots of ancient lost artifacts. And one of the most famous symbols of the East is, of course, the Sphinx. But it's a very Western depiction of the Sphinx compared to lots of things that have been found, especially in ancient Egypt. And I won't go on about this too long, but the Sphinx has a fascinating history itself because it's kind of it's a universal mythical creature for the Mediterranean and the ancient world, where it's found pretty much in loads and loads of different cultures and myths, including the Egyptians, but then also the Greeks had their own Sphinx in the form of the Sphinx's riddle, and that's the one that Oedipus solves to free Thebes from the god's tyranny. And then it's also obviously found in Rome then as well, and it's often a symbol of, well, it's a symbol of loads of things, to be honest. But to me that looks Western 1800s, probably part of the Orientalism movement, but I'm just guessing, you know.
Well, it sounds pretty good to me. I think I'll just go along with that. Thank you very much, Marion. I think you should have that piece if you would like
Oh,
it.
I love it, yeah, thank you. Yeah. And I think that would look nice. I'll find a place for it somewhere.
There's Mum over there. She's having, oh look, she's having a little lay down. I can just see her there on the slipway having a little rest.
Yes. Well, I think they'll probably join her in a minute.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is, where are we going to go, Mum?
Go to the bathing pools, which is just beyond Castle Cornet. Have a swim in the bathing pools, and then we're going home for salmon,
Salem.
new potatoes, broccoli and asparagus spear.